Okay. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Helen Bello, and I am the director of Welcome Home Toronto, a new thought and meditation center dedicated to the global spiritual movement of embodying the timeless truth of oneness. It is essential to embody this oneness to create peace and harmony within ourselves and within each other so that we can respond to the world's most chronic and acute challenges of mental and physical dis-ease. And Welcome Home is a place to meet yourself through body, mind, spirit connection. It is a destination experience promoting mindfulness, oneness, and community. Through meditation classes, Sunday celebrations, workshops, and special events, you will learn how to consciously grow in the direction of the life you desire. And for this Monday moment, I have with me Barbara Burke, who is a Toronto-based author, multimedia artist, and educator. She is also an inspiring speaker, workshop leader, and spiritual coach, as well as facilitator for the Hoffman process. Barbara is the author and illustrator of I Am Divine cards. This is a boxed set of 52 beautifully illustrated cards that uses healing colors to visually represent each powerful I am divine affirmation. I was going to say inspiration, but it's an affirmation. And of course, the accompanying book of meditations expand on the affirmations from the cards. And I Am Divine cards are available through Barbara Burke's website. They are also, which I will post, they are available through Apple iTunes Store as an app that will work with iPhone, iTouch, and iPad. She's also created A Year of Living Your Divinity, a journal that includes watercolor mandalas and prose and poetry to support each person to connect more fully to their divine essence. And this is a 12-month journal. And then she also has these incredible children's set of I Am Divine cards, which are available. And each set contains 32 cards and an accompanying book with meditations for each. And what a great way for kids to connect to their own inner self and also build a sense of wonder, connect to spirituality, and also create resilience within themselves. And here's what I want you to know about Barbara, is that I have known Barbara for almost 25 years. I think we're getting close to 25 years or 20 years, somewhere in there. And she epitomizes the ability to give from her heart with just such love. She has given to Welcome Home cartons of her I Am Divine cards and her I Am Divine cards for children that I get to give to each person who purchases a package of classes at Welcome Home. And so, oh my gosh, thank you, Barbara. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm grateful for you being on this call.
Thank you, Helen. What an incredible introduction. I feel very blessed to know you.
Oh, well, I'm the one who's blessed. We're both blessed, but I feel incredibly blessed. And just tell us a bit about how you started out creating the cards and what inspired you.
How much time do you have, Helen? Because it's quite a story, and I think it's a very much a spirit-driven story as well. I first met a woman after I completed the Hoffman process in 1996, who was to help me create a vision for my life and the work that I was supposed to do. And as part of that, she asked me to create some affirmation cards for her clients. And they started out with a simple affirmation such as, I am clarity. And then along the line, she said, why don't we put divine in there? I thought, oh, that's a great idea. Let's use the word divine. And so each morning at breakfast, I would take a recipe card and I would write the affirmation with my calligraphy pen. And then I had some Prismacolor pencil crayons, and I just would think, what's the essence of this affirmation look like in color? as I'm not a trained artist, so it was very abstract. And after I completed probably 60 of these cards, we decided to create a business together. And that eventually fell apart, actually. And I, at that point, thought, oh, I'm just going to throw these cards away. And I met with another friend of mine who said, these are inspired. Have you ever thought about writing something about them? And I said, no, I didn't think of myself as a writer. So she did some Reiki over the cards. And I sat in a cafe one day and thought, I'm going to write about gratitude. And I just wrote from my heart. And so every day I just would write from my heart. And after I had finished these 60 cards, I decided to show them to a friend of mine who was very discerning, I'll put it that way. And she looked at them and she said, oh, these need to go out into the world. So I took my recipe cards and I sent one to Connie Kellogg, who was the head of Namaste Publishing in BC. And Connie wrote back and said, these are amazing. Let me sit with them, send me some writing, which I did. Then she wrote back, she said, these are incredible, but I'm working with a new author by the name of Eckhart Tolle right now. And so, yeah, so I can't take this on her. So I didn't know who Eckhart Tolle was. And then she suggested I write to Mark Allen at Amber Allen Publishing, which I did. He wrote me a beautiful letter back and said, these are magnificent, but we don't do cards. So then a couple months later, I happened to meet someone who knew someone who helped people do self-publishing. So I decided to work with Donna around self-publishing.
Mm-hmm.
And my oldest sister very kindly gave me some seed money in order to do this. And I published the cards wondering, would anyone really want them? And, you know, it was quite a scary leap for me to put them out into the world. And they were received so well, Helen. And consequently, I've had 3 reprints. I'm doing my 4th reprint now.
Wow. Wow. Isn't that incredible? And what I hear in your story is, first of all, you being willing to say yes to creation. Then I hear you willing to say yes to taking action and just continuing to put out your work and seeing where it lands without being attached. And look at where you are now.
Yeah, I would agree. Those are all the ingredients, and willing to risk who I am into the world as well. And
Which is a scary thing to do when we put ourselves out there. You know, it's a vulnerable place, for
absolutely.
sure.
And I think what really helped empower me too, where people would write me emails or letters and just say how important they were to their own spiritual practice to have these cards, what an easy tool it was to use. And I thought, wow, even if I help 3 people in the world, that's great.
Yeah.
And I think every time I'm willing to take that step into my creative self, or the step into really helping people connect to that beautiful divine essence within them, then spirit always comes in to help me.
It does. And it's really understanding that we're held in such benevolence, we're held in such love. And when we are in our heart space and taking action from our heart, everything falls into place. Providence supports us, and providence provides, the universe provides. I think one of the things, and I haven't told you this, but I've been giving out cards to people that have been purchasing class packages. And the response that I get, first of all, the delight, people are just in awe. They're like, wow, this is fantastic. Thank you. But I also hear so much feedback about people using them every day and reading from the book. And we have one practitioner at the center who's mentioning them in her talks and how she's using your cards to guide her. So what an incredible gift you have given the world. And I'm truly grateful for your generosity, Barbara, of just saying, here, have a whole bunch of boxes of cards and just give them away.
Well, Helen, I would say this, that thank you. Every time that I do that, and it's an impulse that I feel within myself,
Mhm.
I am blessed a thousandfold. Like I am more abundant than I've ever been in my life, and it's through giving, I believe.
It is. And that is the law of giving, which is truly one of the laws of the universe. That when we give from our heart and we don't have to know what we're going to get back, we don't wait until, oh, well, I have enough to give. It's just here. This is what feeds my soul, and I'm willing to give it to you unconditionally and with love. And then, wow, what comes back is far more than what we ever give out. And we can't be attached to what that is, of course, because, oh my gosh, we get way more back in so many beautiful aspects of our life. So you're
And
such an example of that.
thank you. And I think you also that mentioned being not being attached to. What I
Hmm.
love about giving in instant is that I don't know who's going to receive them. I have no idea. I'm just trusting they will go to the right people.
Yeah.
And so that giving to give without being attached to getting anything back, that makes it even richer in my mind.
It is. And, that's where we tap into our internal richness, our internal abundance and prosperity, and know that that's what we already are. We don't have to have proof of that in the world of form or externally. It's about us knowing it and embodying it and acting from that place of vibration, that place of love, that everything will then fall into place. And it's not something that we're taught. It's
No,
we're taught that, oh no, we have to get something and have enough in order to give. And it's like, no, we have so much to give. Everyone does.
I would
And,
agree. And I'd say I've been the recipient of that in my life too, Helen.
mhm.
That's another reason I feel, compelled to do this is that there's so many people that have come and supported me in ways with no expectation of getting anything back. And that's been amazing to me. So I want to do the same for other people.
Yeah. And you do it so beautifully and eloquently. And I just appreciate having that you as an example in my life. So thank
Thank
you
you.
for that.
You're
And
welcome.
um, I wish you so many blessings, because I know that your work, as you go into your fourth reprinting of these cards, that it's just going to get out there in such a big way.
Thank
And
you.
um, and I am so happy that I have an avenue and a place to support
Oh,
you in that by giving them out to um, participants in classes at Welcome Home. So thank you.
oh, I'm so excited to be part of it, Helen. And I think what you're creating too is so needed in the world. So I'm delighted that can be some small part of that.
Thank you. Well,
Thank
we could just have like a thank you fest.
you.
But what a great way to inspire people in the Monday moment that goes out every Monday. You can sign up for it at welcomeometoronto.com. We are Welcome Home Toronto. There isn't Welcome Home LA as well. And yeah, just keep going, Barbara. You're
Thank you.
an inspiration, and thank you.
You're welcome. You're
Okay,
welcome.
bye for
Okay.
now.
Bye.